Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About House. I'm Todd.
I'm Juana.
Okay, we are going to do an update to the Las Vegas real estate market. Before we get started, though, kind of some cool information. So we got this other video we're going to do. We did some research on it, and it has to do with how the market's cooling. It was a big article said the housing market's cooling, like home prices are falling, right? But Juana, it was measuring September to October as the baseline for its judgment about home prices.
Well, they're also right that if you measure September to October, there are less daylight hours.
And it gets colder.
And it gets colder.
Which just goes to show that eventually it'll be so cold, all life will die because temperature's dropping month over month, right?
Well, and hell will freeze over.
Hell will freeze over and it'll be an eternal darkness because we're comparing this. It's totally normal. But what was funny about the article was they said that in only 10 of the top 50 markets, home prices were up from September to October, which my initial reaction is, that's amazing that there are any markets, right? What was funny was Vegas was one of the 10 markets. It was month over month. We're going to do we have a whole video on that. So if you want to watch that, have subscribed. We haven't done the video. We just did all the research for it, but I thought that was funny. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into Las Vegas. This is just a Las Vegas update. So we're going to jump over here, real-time market profile. The market action index at the bottom has basically been the same. I've got a whole chart. That's why we're kind of skipping it for the thing. Median list price 545. It basically has slightly declined, not very much, over the last 3 months. It looks like it's a substantial down, but that's a really small price drop. It's not very much. Median price new listings, as you can see, that's just going up and down, right? They're just that, and that also is a very narrow band. Price per square foot has declined, but it normally declines this time of year. What's unusual, it's the same as it was in July right now. It's usually less than July, right? A little bit?
Right.
Yeah, 259. I got another chart with this to show you too. What else is interesting on here? Inventory looks like it went up, but it went up by 20.
That's huge.
Huge.
In a market of over 400,000 homes.
Yeah, that's just in city of Las Vegas. That's not Clark County has almost 800,000 residential units. So, okay, so let's jump over here. Now this is price per square foot. This takes out the size of the house, right? So the reason why we use this chart, median can be misleading because if a bunch of small homes sell, then the median's less. But prices necessarily don't go down. That's why they have index. Some of the companies use an index, right?
Right.
But as you can see, home prices certainly aren't where they were in June of 2022, but that was sort of fake because it was just a last minute splurge of people before interest rates went above 5%.
Right.
Right. But if you look at this, you can almost draw a line between December or November of all the last 5 years. Home prices have gone up every year. I think this is to me the most part of this chart is that, remember in 2019 people said the housing market's going to crash, and of course home prices are substantially higher.
Okay, but people say that every year.
Say that every year, but the thing is, if you look at home prices over the last 60 years, there are some little ups and downs here and there, but you're betting against, it's like betting against the house, right? If you're going to buy a house and if you're going to buy something and you want to guarantee in 30 years it would be more, you could buy shares of Apple, but I don't know if Apple will be more in 30 years, but house probably is going to be worth more in 30 years. That's
very likely.
Okay. Market action index. This one also very interesting. The two peaks were the spring of 21 and 2022. Those were super hot markets. That's why that. Now remember, this isn't prices. This is just how hot the market was. What's interesting is it's declining now, which it's supposed to be doing. And we'll watch this over the next month or two. But it's a hotter market, even with interest rates as high as they are and low sales. It's a hotter market than all of 2018 and 19.
Right.
Because the market action index was under 40 that whole time.
Right. But remember, part of that is because we have more buyers than we have homes available. So that's a lot of what you're seeing. So it's a little misleading from that perspective.
Okay. Here's inventory. And remember, this is just in Las Vegas. What's interesting is the little diamonds, they're the exact same day the last 5 years. And then it doesn't show it, but that the very left edge of the chart, there's no diamond there, but it is 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can see that normally inventory peaks now. And right now it's like slightly increasing. It looks like it's going to do some funky. Normally this thing would just be like a sine wave. It would rise in the fall, it would drop in the spring. It would rise. It would just do that all the time. But obviously it was, we had really low inventory in 2021 and 2 because of a hot market, low interest rates.
Well, so we had low standing inventory, but we had a lot of churn.
Yeah, there were a lot of homes sold, but
yes,
the amount of homes that were like sitting on the market were pretty low.
Right, and that's standing inventory, yes.
But this I think is interesting because, what this says to me is over the next 2 or 3 months, inventory will start to fall again. And look where it is. So if you kind of think about this going forward, this may climb another 100 listings, who knows, and then start trailing off.
So I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
So we're dealing with some unknowns here. We're dealing with a market that is not following previous trends.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we're looking at is, okay, sellers have not wanted to put their homes on the market because of the lack of inventory, so they have nowhere to go if they sell their home. And then the other issue for them has been that they've got these fabulous interest rates and they're going, well, why would I trade my 3% for 7%? I don't want to do that. But now that the Fed may be done with the tightening and with the increasing in interest rates, I think sellers, not all of them, but I think some of them might get brave and put their homes on the market and go out there and look for a new home. So I think that we will see an increase in inventory, but not necessarily standing inventory, not necessarily inventory that sits on the market, right? I think we will maybe see an increase in transactions earlier than we normally would, because I think you do have a lot of people that have been kind of frozen in place for a long time and they're just ready to go. So I'm not expecting that. Look, nothing has been normal about the market lately, or certainly for the last couple of years between the pandemic and the interest rates and all of this. Nothing's been as we're accustomed to having it. So I think that there's a substantial possibility that we will see more sellers come on the market than we have seen recently because of this.
It's funny. The best thing for the housing market would be over the next 6-7 months to have a nice little recession.
I know.
Because interest rates would tank, but the Fed forecast for the peak of unemployment is 5.2%. That's what they're kind of estimating. Mm-hmm. But they would actually tank interest rates pretty good. And remember, you wouldn't just have a flood of foreclosures instantly because it's been taking 2.5 to 3 years for foreclosures to happen from the time a person misses their first payment. And we know people aren't late because we have the lowest number of 90-day lates we've ever had since they started recording them.
Right.
And what's funny is you see these articles that show the highest in the nation is this state. Well, if every state has one and one state has 2 foreclosures, it's the highest in the nation. But they never will tell you. They try to get around by not explaining exactly how many foreclosures they are. They just say, oh, they're number 1. They rank them and without explaining, which I think is pretty funny.
Right, because if it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah. Okay. Here is the condo market. Mm-hmm. Market Action Index is 39. It's a little cooler. A median list price 309. All these is going sideways. Median list price, price per square foot, price of new listings. This is sort of your normal fall market here. Inventory is sort of been slowly climbing, but remember that line is 3 months. It's really narrow band. I've got some cool charts I'm going to show you here, and then everything about this. Okay, here's median list price. The coolest thing about this chart, Juana, is you can see some seasonality. So if you go back to 2019, that was kind of a blah year, but even in 2020 you had a dip, and then 2021 a dip, and that's in the fall. 2022 a dip in the fall. Mm-hmm. So all of those ups are in the spring, and then all of the little dips, the same. If you look at the little diamond, that's the same day each of the last 5 years. That's the seasonality of the market.
Right.
So when people go, oh, look at the prices are falling, and they start jumping up and down, sure. But could you imagine not buying a house in December of 2021 because prices had fallen? And then now look where you would be, or a condo in this case, if you had not bought a condo and waited 2 years, look how much it would have cost you.
Right.
Right? Okay. Price per square foot. This also shows that seasonality. You got 2020, 2021, 2022. Price per square foot. What's really cool about this is you can almost draw an exact straight line. If you start at 2019, it's an exact straight line going up. So why is this important? Because the video we're going to shoot where we talk about the national numbers and what is going on is they're highlighting this seasonality in a major way to the effect trying to make it seem like this is going to happen for the next like a bunch of years because prices are falling. But if you look at this, remember, look at what's happened in condo prices in Vegas, but it fell every fall, even the fall of 2021. The price per square foot fell.
Right. So are you in Vegas? Are you watching these videos? Let us know where you're watching from.
Oh, I got one more chart.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What do you have?
This is the inventory chart. This also is moving sideways,
Okay.
It looks like. So inventory's pretty low. It's the lowest it's been except for 2021. We said about a year and a half ago, the real estate market would moderate across the country in all different markets. We got a lot of flack for that, but it literally has done exactly what we said. The market moderated. It didn't go up. It didn't go down. It just kind of tried to find out where it wanted to be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all I have. This is a whole nother video. I got this really cool slide. I'm not going to show it to him. This is extremely cool. This is going to blow people away. We may include it in the next video that we do.
Okay.
So anyway, that's the update for Vegas.
All right. So not a lot of energy, but still kind of interesting. Let us know what's happening about in your market. If you're in Vegas, let us know what you think about the Vegas market. Are you excited about Formula One?
Formula One.
If you're local, are you getting out of Dodge while we're invaded by tourists? Let us know what you're doing over Formula One, or if you got one of the coveted tickets to go watch. We're interested in finding out what's going on with you. Please leave us your real estate related comments, and in this case, your Formula One comments. And we will see you on the next video. Remember to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.